Okay, so 8-3 day 2. By now, we know that we can multiply a monomial by anything, by a polynomial, and we've multiplied binomials times binomials. Um, but let's do them and make sure we remember how. So you should put me on pause and see if you remember how to do this. So you should have gotten 9x to the 7th y to the 4th because we distribute the 3 to the 3 and x squared and x to the 5th makes x to the 7th. Y to the 4th just comes along because I don't have to multiply it by anything, so it just stays y to the 4th. And then the 3 times the 4, and you get 12 x squared y to the 6th plus 9 x squared y to the 4th. All right, and go ahead and try this one. You can try it the box method or just by foiling and come back when you're done. All right, so I did it the box method, and when I do this, remember, don't forget you have some like terms. It looks like I did in the opposite order that I normally do, but this still works. We get 6x squared, and we have x's in common, so 21 minus 8 is 13 x's, and then minus 28. Did I say 21 minus 8? Yeah, 13. All right, so that is it if we multiply those binomial times binomial, excuse me. Now we're going to multiply binomial and a trinomial, which really isn't any different than what we did. We just make a bigger box. So 2x minus 7. And instead of 2, I divide it into 3 because we have 3 things there. And I'm going to write 3x squared x and negative 5. I feel like I usually do the 2x here and the negative 7 there. It totally doesn't matter. We're still going to multiply everything times everything. So it doesn't matter which order that you put them in, as long as you keep the negative with the 7. So let's do this. Same way we always do, you're just going to multiply this times that to give us the number. So negative 21x squared and 3x squared times 2x, which gives us 6x to the 3rd. And this box, of course, would be 2x times x, which is 2x squared. And here we'd have the 2x times the negative 5, so it'd be negative 10x. And down below, we already did the first one. This one would be negative 7 times x, which is, hey, just negative 7x. We already got that one done. Negative 7 times negative 5. Negative times a negative is a positive, 35. And we will have some like terms, so let's see if we can gather them. I have, well, let me change it to red. Negative 10x there and a negative 7x here. Looks like I also have some x squareds in common. I have these x squareds and those x squareds. So let's write out what we have. We have 6x to the 3rd. Combining our x squareds, we have negative 21 and a positive 2. So minus 19x squareds. Combining our x's, negative 7x and negative 10x, so minus 17x. And then we have plus 35 at the end. So that's multiplying a binomial by a trinomial using box method. We can also just FOIL it, but if I were going to FOIL, for me personally, I would write the x minus 3 on this side. So I'm going to cross it off here. I'm going to draw my arrows like I always do. It's kind of like when you multiply 21 times 6. I would do it that way versus 21 times 6 this way because there's less steps to do it this way. So I'm going to take x times 2x squared, which is 2x to the 3rd. X times negative 3x, which is negative 3x squared. x times 1, which is positive 3x. Then I'm going to take the negative 3, I'm going to put this down here, times negative 3 times 2x squared, so it's negative 6x squared. Then I take my negative 3 times negative 3x, positive 9x, and then negative 3 times 1, which is minus 3. And I should have some like terms to combine. So let's see. We have got some x squareds. Don't forget the negative goes with your 3x squared. I have that, and it looks like I have negative 6x squared. So let's start with the biggest one. If we're going to write it in standard form, I start with the 2x to the third. I don't have a need to combine with that. Now I'm going to combine my x squareds. So negative 3 and another negative 6. I have altogether negative 9x squareds. I'm just seeing how many I have. And then we have 3x's, and there's 9x, so 3x plus 9x is 12x. And then we still have this, negative 3. So that is it doing more of the arrow or FOIL method. 2x to the third minus 9x squared plus 12x minus 3. Okay, put it on pause and you try this one. Oh, I thought I put you on pause, sorry. X to the third plus 5x squared plus 2x minus 8 should be your answer. And I'm so sorry that I put you on pause that time. All right, so here's using these ideas in a word problem. The dimensions of a rectangular prism are n, n plus 7, and n plus 8. So rectangular prism is just this, right? So we say it's n, n plus 7, and n plus 8 are the dimensions of our sides. Use the formula volume equals length times width times height to write a polynomial in standard form for the volume of the prism. So we're just going to multiply all these parts. So we have n times n plus 7 times n plus 8. Multiplication can be done in any order, right? 8 times 7 is the same as 7 times 8. So I'm just going to pick 2 to multiply, and I'm going to start with these two. So if I multiply n plus 7 times n plus 8, I still have the n out in front, then I get n times n squared first, outer plus 8n, inner plus 7n, last plus 8 times 7 is 56. And I still have to multiply it by that n. So now I'm going to multiply this whole thing. Actually, first let's combine our like terms. So I have n on the outside, I still have n squared. 8n plus 7n is plus 15n plus 56. And now I have to multiply by my n, so I have n to the third plus 15 n squared. I'm just distributing this n, right? Plus 56n. There's no units on this, so that would be the standard form because I started with n to the third, then n to the second, then n of this equation. And it is a, see, there's 3 parts, so it's a trinomial. And the largest degree is n to the third, so it is a cubic trinomial. That's all for this lesson.